Hello, and welcome to the Residential Learning and University Housing's web demonstration of how to apply for the Fall 2014 Spring 2015 Housing Lottery application. Before we take you through the steps and process of the application, we first wanted to show you off of our main webpage our Housing Lottery brochure that's available to all students. To access the brochure, you'll want to go to rowan.edu/RLUH. Once on our main webpage, you'll want to scroll down and look for the link under the Manage My Housing box here, where it says Housing Lottery Brochure. You'll click on this link here, and it will open up the Residential Learning and University Housing's Fall 2014, Spring 2015 Lottery Brochure. This brochure has many important dates and deadlines regarding lottery and the application process, as well as other important information for students to read and go over prior to taking part in roommate selection and further room selection of lottery. It's essential that students read through this brochure because much of the information that's located in here could answer some frequently asked questions that you may have. After you read through this brochure, we would then suggest, as well as we'll then show you now, how to apply for the Housing Lottery application. To do so, you will want to log in through your Banner self-service account, and then once in your Banner self-service account, click on the Student tab and click on the My Housing link underneath that tab. If at any time you have trouble accessing or logging into your Banner self-service account, you will want to contact the support desk. Their contact information is located here. They would be able to look into your account and see what your issue is regarding your logon or sign-in information and why you're having trouble accessing your Banner self-service account. Once you have logged in to your My Housing, you'll be redirected to this main screen here. To access the Fall 2014 Spring 2015 Housing Lottery brochure, application, you will want to click on the Apply Online side. You'll be redirected to this screen here, where you'll have your drop-down menu. You will click on that and look for the Fall 2014, Spring 2015 Returning Student Application. You will click on that. If at any time you are having trouble accessing this application here or having trouble viewing it in your drop-down bar, you will want to contact the Residential Learning and University Housing office via phone or email. Our office will be able to look into your student account and see what the issue is regarding why you cannot access the housing application. Once you've selected the correct housing application, the Fall 2014, Spring 2015 Returning Student Application, you will then click on the Next button. This will redirect you to the current housing contract the Residential Learning and University Housing Office has. It is essential to know that this housing contract is binding for the full academic year for students, so that includes the Fall 2014 semester and the Spring 2015 semester. We strongly advise students read through this contract and understand all the information presented, and understand that when they sign for this contract, they are signing a housing license with our office for the full academic year, as well as understand the university policies regarding living on campus, as well as the cancellation policies associated with if a student then further wants to cancel their housing assignment. It is also essential to know that if a student wishes to cancel their housing assignment, they may put in a request to cancel and it will be reviewed by a staff member from our office. However, cancellations are either approved or denied. Just by submitting a cancellation request does not guarantee a student will be later released from their housing contract. So it is essential that you as the student read through this and fully understand this contract and what you are signing. Once you've read through all this pertinent information, you will then want to click the I Agree tab down at the bottom and then click the Next button. You will then be redirected to your Personal Preferences screen. If you haven't done so already, or this is a new application for you, you will want to make sure you fill in the required fields that have a red asterisk next to them. As you fill these fields out, you will also want to make sure that under the section regarding your room preferences and living preferences, that you're as honest as possible. So if you are matched up with a roommate, it's to your similar interest or background. So you'll want to go through and answer all of these required fields. Once you've done so, you will then click on the Continue button down at the bottom. This will then bring you to a Living Preferences screen. You will then be able to input your top 3 living preferences. So I will show you how to do that. In order to put in your top 3 living preferences, you'll make sure it's on the correctly numbered one. Click on the specific hall, and all of our residence halls and apartments will show up in this drop-down menu over here. You will then go through and click your top 3 choices. It is also essential to know that when you input these preferences, you're saying that this is a request of yours that you are asking the Residential Learning and University Housing Office to consider. If by chance you do not partake in the lottery selection process of picking your own room, and our office will then possibly need to place you at the conclusion of lottery. So our office will take these requests into consideration. However, we cannot 100% fully guarantee that you'll be placed into one of your top 3 choices. Our placements at the conclusion of lottery are based on where we have available vacancies. So once your top 3 living preferences are input, you will then click on this Continue button here. This will then redirect you to the final screen, which will confirm that you've successfully completed your Fall 2014, Spring 2015 Housing Lottery application. You should also receive a confirmation email to your Rowan email address. And again on this screen, our cancellation policy and other policies are noted regarding current students. It is also essential to know that the deadline to submit a housing lottery application for this upcoming semester is Friday, February 21st by 11:59 p.m. If students do not submit a housing lottery application by Friday, February 21st by 11:59 p.m., they may not be considered lottery eligible to take part in the lottery process. However, students that do submit a housing application prior to the deadline of Friday, February 21st by 11:59 p.m. will be considered lottery eligible for the next rounds of lottery. However, one important thing to note is if a student does submit a housing lottery application prior to the deadline, but then chooses not to partake in the room selection process and/or roommate selection process, or they forget to or miss their deadlines in those processes, and they fall under our mandatory housing policy as an incoming freshman or sophomore student, they will be placed by our office into available vacancies in apartments and residence halls at the conclusion of the lottery process. If you are an upper class student, a junior or senior, you may fall under the waitlist policy whether or not you partake in the full lottery process, or if you only submit an application and then either forget or decide not to take part in the roommate selection and room selection process. It is important to note the waitlist policy for upper class students of juniors and seniors that you may be placed on a waitlist, and our office will work to place students on the waitlist into the summer months prior to the start of the fall 2014 semester. However, at any time during this lottery process, if you have questions regarding the process or are confused on anything, you are more than welcome to contact our office again with our contact information here, as well as make sure you reference our Residential Learning and University Housing website and look for announcements and more information under the Manage My Housing account here. We'll have more information regarding frequently asked question sheets, as well as future demonstration videos regarding the next few steps of lottery, of how to select roommates, as well as how to select your room assignment. This concludes the How to Apply for the Fall 2014, Spring 2015 Housing Lottery application. Be sure to be on the lookout for our next web demonstration video, which will involve roommate selection and room selection eligibility. So those will be upcoming in the next few weeks. Thank you.